There are no victims, only volunteers. This is what this video is about today. I'm coming to you to talk about some people have a victim mentality. Some people will never take responsibility for their life. And some people, when they grow up, they take responsibility for their life and realize the things that they do have consequences. And over their future and into their life for very long periods of time, and sometimes forever. It can be the end of a person, depending on the choice, if they want to decide to take control of their life or continue to be a victim of everything that they choose to do in their life. I have this opinion about my life. I have decided that I'm the creator of my life, and what happens with me is due to choices that I have made in the past. Sometimes it be bad financial, relationship, educational, creativity things that maybe you should have went another way. But sometimes things that you do in your life, you have to learn from that so you can go to the next level. So tonight, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about victim. There's no victims. There's only volunteers. But I want to say this. As from after you're 18, you're an adult, right? The choices that was done to you from birth to 18, when your parents had control of your life, they were making the choices, not you. So, as your mind matured and you became an adult, of course, there's going to be some mistakes done. You learn from it. You grow up, and you, at that time, it's time for you to take responsibility for your life and get away from the victim mentality. And just take control of your life and say, hey, that thing I did, the choices I did, it was because of what I chose to do. What I chose to do. That woman I brought in my life, that man I brought in my life, those are things that I brought in my life. So I'm going to talk about victim mentality, about choices, about some of the things that people volunteer for, and they don't have to. And there's a root to all of these choices. Most of the time it comes down to self-esteem, how secure you feel in your own choices that you make in your life. From, a lot of women in life, we make bad decisions on who we choose to be the father of our children. We're young, and maybe your family didn't teach you, the women in your family did not teach you as a woman what would be a good mate or a good man to be the father of your children. The same thing with men. Maybe your mom and your dad were not the best example to show you of a healthy family. And so you made some bad choices. And again, there were choices. You're not a victim. You made those choices because you didn't know who you are or what you wanted in your life. So basically, I'm coming to say there are no victims, only volunteers. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to take ownership or responsibility for that. But there are no victims. There are only volunteers in life. After you get to age, when you adulthood, 18 years old, you're making choices, life determining choices that can hunt you for the rest of your life. If you go out and rob a bank, you may be ending up staying in the federal penitentiary for a life, for the rest of your life, a good 30, 40 years. These are choices. So, you know, on social media, I see a lot of women talking about their narcissistic father of their children, or my no good children's mother. You made that choice to like that person. You made that choice to even fall in love with that person. Those were choices you made. Your choices. So, I don't know why people want to go in the mode of the negativity and blame other people or that person for you being with them intimately. Even on a sexual, on a holy level, sex is holy. And then you want to say that you're the victim. You had a choice to say yes or no to that relationship. So there is no victims, only volunteers. You volunteered to lay down and be with that person. And in terms, you created a child. And now, after you completed that part of the life, sometimes these are soul contracts with people. You decided that you wanted to physically do that in this 3D world, and you done that. So now you got to take responsibility for that part of your life. And just say, hey, it didn't work out between me and him. We came together. We made a beautiful child. He has some bad traits, but I kind of knew that before we even got together, but I overlooked it. But now I learned my lesson, and now I know what I want in life, and I know the type of person that I know would be a better fit for me when I decide to make a family. See how different that is? You take the negativity out of it and make it a positive. Because we all know, no one owns me. No one owns you. No one owns... People go in and out of relationships. That's part of life. Nothing is permanent. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. But I will say this. You have to look at the positive side of the relationship and say, hey, me being with them was maybe a reflection of where I was at that point in my life. Take something positive from it and keep it moving. Keep it moving and grooving is what I say. Keep it moving and grooving. And hey, wish them the best. And hopefully they wish you the best. But hey, that's up to them whether or not they want the best for you. But what I'm here to say is you gotta take responsibility for your life, in the choices that you make. And I know that some people feel like, well, I've been left here all by myself and I'm taking full responsibility. She ain't doing this or he's not doing that. But hey, you kind of knew that when you got with them, what you was going to end up with. So apparently you thought you could be able to pull that load without them. It is what it is. Okay, choices. We all done made some bad choices in life. I done made some bad choices. And even to this day, I made some choices that I'm working with right now that I'm pulling on through. But some things I done, I was like, oh no, I ain't never doing that no more. I ain't never going back through that shit no more. No. And that's how it's got to hit you. It's got to hit you. You got to know what it is, who you are, what you want, and what you can and cannot put up with. And guess what? That'll eliminate that victim mentality ASAP. So, what else I said I was going to touch on? You know, choices, they can really mess your life up. They really can. So it can set you back. There be some terrible setbacks. I'm telling you, it's gonna take some, and sometimes it takes some time to repair, to get yourself back together after a bad choice. Whew. And you know, sometimes I'd be like, I wish I could go back when I was 16, 14 years old. I'll rewrite that script. I would, and I'm sure everybody done that, but you can't rewrite it. Only thing you're gonna do is move on and don't repeat that anymore. So, okay, the volunteer part, we gotta really watch out what we volunteer for, because we're volunteering. Because if you're the creator of your life, you have the power to say, is this going to benefit my life or my purpose on my journey that I am right now? I want to kind of make this easy as possible. So this choice here may not be the best, and you know what? I'm just going to write